Hello and welcome to Project Art Now. Today we're going to discuss what makes a writer a good writer and who decides. This time I'm doing the drawing of an eagle in a manga style. Please do let me know what you think. If you enjoy this content, please do subscribe, comment, like and share. Today's video was suggested by MT Mason from Twitter. Quite grateful. If you have any suggestions for a topic, please don't hesitate to let me know. This is probably the boldest video ever, cause who the heck am I to tell you what makes a good writer? After all, isn't writing, like any other art form, subjective? Well, only to a certain point. Whether we like it or not, there's a degree of objectivity. Now, imagine that your favorite book has 10 times more grammar, spelling, pacing, plot development, and overall storytelling mistakes than it originally has. Would you still enjoy it the same? By the way, if you say it originally has 0 mistakes, so 10 times makes no difference, then to you I say, come on! Because here is the thing, it is okay to have some mistakes in your writing. After all, we are looking for good writers, not perfect ones. Of course, here one may ask, how many mistakes are too many? The answer is 2 per chapter. Nah, I'm kidding, there's not a specific number, but you should aim to keep it as low as possible. And in case you're thinking, isn't eliminating errors the editor's job? Well, think about it this way, you couldn't say it's the doctor's job to keep you healthy, would you? In both cases, it's up to you to make all the effort. So, an editor isn't there just to correct all of your writing mistakes. Yes, they can and should have you there, but ultimately that falls onto you. Okay, so now you have a book with fairly low mistakes, therefore you are now a good writer. Well, if only life were that simple, because as odd as it might sound, we're going to now hitting the subjective side of things. Think about your favorite writers. Since you like them, it's fair to assume you think they're good writers. But there are people out there who might think differently, and so who's right? Well, since we're talking about opinions and not facts, technically both you and them are right and wrong. After all, surely you have good reasons to like those particular writers. Likewise, other people might have good reasons not to like those writers. And of course, let's not forget that there might be people who fall in the middle range. That is, people who might not like those writers, but they don't necessarily think they are bad. But in terms of subjectivity, beyond personal opinions, what other factors can we consider? Maybe numbers. If of 10 readers, one thinks the writer is good, while the rest thinks the writer is bad, well, the opinion of that one reader is perfectly valid, but so is the opinion of the other 9. Are they a good writer or not? It all depends on who you ask. So if most people tell you they are a bad writer, you wouldn't be at fault if you end up believing this is the case, even if you haven't read any of their books. Now, I did say that the opinion on both sides are valid. However, sadly that's not always the case, as sometimes people let their personal beliefs, particularly religious and political, be factors on whether or not a writer is good, when that should not matter all that much. And that's not all, we also have to consider genres, as a writer could be good when it comes to horror, but not so good in romance. Likewise, it might change from one media to another. Someone who writes good theater plays could have a hard time writing a novella, so do keep in mind those factors as well. At this point in the video, I want to point out that having a bestseller or a movie adaptation are not necessarily indications of one being a good writer. I probably should have mentioned that earlier, but better late than never. After all this, I'm going to give you a more basic answer. What makes a good writer? Any writer that writes well is a good writer. As simple as that. But who decides? Mostly the readers. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments. What makes a good writer? Hope you have enjoyed this video, and I wish you come back next week. Bye bye. bye.